Percubaan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a good day. So today we like to continue our topic in the DC generator. After we covered all types of DC motor, so this is the second part of the second part in the DC machine, which is a DC generator. So normally it is not very difficult to all of you to understand, because you can just imagine back what is the main principle of the motor and what is the principle of the generator. So based on the motor, if you remember, from the electrical part, the energy conversion from the electrical part to the mechanical part. However, the generator part, which is the conversion from mechanical to electrical. So according to this one, based on the motor, we have learned about the output in terms of speed, in terms of torque, okay. But in terms of generator, so we want to look about the current, the power, the voltage output here. So this is a part we will learn on the generator. So after we cover this part, we will cover for the motor losses and the generator losses for this machine. Okay, so this is the outline, which is for the first we want to learn about the basic principle of the operation this motor, and what is the application of the DC generator, and type of the generators, the equivalent of generators, voltage regulation. Okay, DC generator analysis, which is for separate excited generator, the terminal characteristic of a separate excited DC generator, control of the terminal voltage, shunt DC generator, the terminal characteristic of shunt DC generator, the series generator, cumulative compounded generator. So and then okay, so this is the basic principle of the DC operation of DC generator. Okay, so the theory is the DC generator are machine used as generators. So you can imagine the generator like in the night market. So they use a generator. So they require the fuel to run up the generator. So the output is the voltage. Okay, so there is no real difference between the generator and motor except the direction of power flow. So this is you just swap between the DC generator and the DC motor, and then the operation is just change between from the which is the mechanical output and the electrical output. Okay, this is the diagram, which is the generator set. They have a controller, okay, rectifier alternator. So the output is DC. Okay, so normally now in the electric car they use the output is AC, so they use a rectifier to convert from AC to DC. But from the DC generator, they need inverter to change from the DC to AC. Okay, so this is the operation of the generator. Okay, so the output produced by the generator, they have a storage battery bank or can direct to the output. Okay, this is the type of DC generator. This is same with the DC motor, but in terms of DC generator is divided into separately excited generator and self-excited DC generator. So the difference between separately excited and self-excited means here. So the separately excited, they use external voltage. So in terms of this one, they use such as the prime mover to kickstart the generator. So in the self-excited generator, they have a shunt DC generator, DC series, compounded. So they have a cumulative and different compounded. Okay, so same goes to the motor. So this is the application of the DC generator. So this is like in the night market, we use a generator, so they need to put the fuel to kickstart the motor. So we need the choke here. So and then you need to use the like a prime mover, okay, to kickstart. And then it's a simple. If you still remember during your childhood here, I mean we use a dynamo to light up the lamp in our bicycle. So dynamo is like a generator. So based on the mechanical, they convert from the mechanical to the electrical output. So in the offshore and in the uh, in the another company, they have a genset here. So this is the application of the generator. So without the generator, we cannot use our home application. Okay, our any appliance. Okay, so this one the type DC generator. So they have a separately excited DC generator, shunt DC, series cumulative compounded, and differentially compounded DC generator. Okay, this is the equivalent of a DC generator. So if you remember the direction of IA, if the for the motor, the IA from the VT to the terminal here. Okay, the from the VT to the right side here to the EA to the armature. So, but for the DC generator, the IA will be goes out. Okay, from to the terminal here. Okay, so this is the IA and this is the equivalent. So you just reflect between the motor and to reflect back the direction between the motor. Okay, the voltage regulation. So DC generator are compared by their voltage, the power rating, efficiency, and voltage regulation. Voltage regulation is defined by the equation, which is which is equal to no load minus by the full load equal to full load times with the 100. This is the difference between the generator and the motor. So the motor is we play around with the speed regulation, but in the generator we play with the voltage regulation. Okay, this is the equivalent circuit for the separately excited DC generator. If you remember, the output of the IL for the motor, the direction is the from the right to the left, but for the generator from the left to the right. So the VT, which is the output here. So the equation is still the same. The IL load equal to the IA here, and the VTEA minus with the IARA. Okay, so you can use the KVL here to get this equation. So and then the IF here still same VF over the RF. Okay, so they have some different. I think this is not different compared to the motor. They are still the drop here. Okay, the amateur reaction here. So we need still to install the compensating. Okay, how to control the terminal voltage? So if the motor we need to control the speed, but for the generator we need to control the terminal voltage. So according to this one, change the speed of rotation. So and then we change the field current. Okay, alright. So I hope all of you still remember in the motor part. So this is not quite a major difference between the motor and generator. So I want to all of you do this example form and separately excited DC generator. So I want to all of you submit this exercise and that I will give the link after this. So I think all of you still can do exercise well and we will discuss after this. Okay, if the adjustable resistance is set to 63 ohm and the generator's prime mover is rotate at 1600 rotation per minute, this is the rotation per minute. Okay, so calculate the terminal voltage at the no load condition. If the adjustable resistance is set to 63 ohm and the load current, which is 360 ohm, is connected to the terminal, then assume the generator has compensating winding. Okay, to avoid the armature reaction, calculate the terminal voltage. Okay, so the next one, if the 360 load is connected to the terminal and this generator does not compensating winding, calculate the terminal voltage. So in terms of armature reaction is 400 amp per turn. Okay, so this is the magnetization curve. It was based on the internal generated voltage EA and the field current. So for the magnetization curve for the motor, which is the EA and the IF. So this is same based on the magnetization. Okay, this is the DC shunt generator. So as we know, the shunt DC generator is a self-excited of the type generator. So they don't need to use a prime mover or to kickstart the generator. So according to this one, this is an advantage over the separate excited because they don't need the separately excited, which is no external power supply. So this generator is supplied by this own. So how they build up the power to generate uh, itself. So according to this one, the voltage build up in the generator is depend on the presence of the residual flux in the pole of generator. So in the generator they have a pole. So this is depend the presence of the residual flux. Okay, so when the generator is start, okay, so when the generator start to turn, okay, the internal voltage will be generated. So internal voltage will be generated. So EA here equal K phi. So this is the flux, residual flux. Okay, the residual. So they need require the percent of the residual. Okay, K flux and the speed. So according to this one, this is how the internal voltage generated build up, okay, in the DC generator to turn after they turn on the generator. So this voltage appear at the terminal of the generator. So but when the voltage appear at the terminal, it is cause the current flow in the generator field coil. Okay. Okay, so the field current produce a magnetomotive force in the pole, which increase the flux. So this one will increase the flux. Okay, the increase in flux cause the EA. Okay, so the EA will be uh, will be increased. Okay, so this one will be increase, which increases the terminal voltage. Okay, so when the EA is increased, so the terminal voltage will be increased. Then when the VT is increased, IF increase further, increasing the flux more, which increases the EA. So this is the relationship. Okay, this voltage build up behavior. Okay, is shown this circuit here. Notice that it is the effect of magnetic saturation in the pole faces which eventually limit the terminal voltage of the generator. Okay, alright. So this one, the shunt DC generator. So you can refer to the textbook for the page 535 till page 536 according to the operation here. Okay. So okay. Okay. So this is the terminal characteristic of shunt DC generator. So this one the field weakening effect here. Okay, so this is the field weakening effect. Okay, this is due to the relationship of the EA. So this one the VT. Okay, this is the series DC generator here. Okay, the series DC generator whose field is connected in series with its armature. Since the armature here, okay, since the armature has a higher current than shunt field. Okay, the higher current than shunt field, the armature current. Okay, so higher than shunt field, the series field in a generator of this sort will have only a few turns of wire, and the wire used will be much thicker than the wire in the shunt field. Okay, so it is depend on the wire used because the magnetomotive force is given. So if you remember the symbol F here, like this one, which is the magnetic force is equal to the Ni. Exactly the same magnetic force can be produced from a few turns with high current as can produce from many turns with a low current. Since the full load current flow, through it, a series field is designed to have the lowest possible resistance. Okay, so here the armature field current and the line current have same value. Okay, that's why they have a same value. So this is the KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law equation of this type generator. Okay, so the terminal characteristic series DC generator here, the magnetization curve of a series generator look very much like the magnetization curve of any other generator. At no load, however, there are no field current. Okay, there are no field current, so VT is reduced to a small level even by the residual flux in the machine. As the load increase, the field current rise, so here rise rapidly. The IA, so this one, the IA IRS drop goes up to, but at the first, the increase in the EA here, okay, the increase goes up more rapidly than IA RA plus RN drop, right? So VT increase after a while, the machine approach saturation and EA become almost constant. Okay. Okay. At the point the resistive drop is the predominant effect and VT start to fall. So when the VT is constant, so VT will be drop. Okay, this characteristic, based on this one, it is obvious that this machine would make a bad constant voltage source. In fact, its voltage regulation is a large negative number. Okay. Okay, so there's some information. The series generators are used only in a few specialized equipment, okay, or applications where the state voltage characteristic of the device can be exploited. One much application is arc welding. A series generator used in the arc welding were deliberately designed to have a large armature reaction, which is give a terminal characteristic. Okay, we can notice that when the welding electrode make contact with each other before welding commence, it's very large current. Okay, you remember a very large current flow as the operator separated the welding electrode. They have a very steep rise in the generator voltage. While the current remain high, the voltage ensure the welding arc is maintained through the air between the electrode. So the series generator is only for special application such as the welding arc. So this is dependent to the rise, current, and drop after something. The value of EA will be constant. Okay, so this is the cumulative compounded DC generator. So according to this one, this is same goes to the motor circuit, but for this one only we will cover for the cumulative compounded DC generator. So this is we call as a long shunt DC generator. So according to this one, I have told you before at the bottom. So this is the combination between both series and the shunt field connected, so automatic force from the two field additive. Okay, so the dot that appear on the two field coils have a same meaning as the dot for the transformer. So if you remember the transformer had a dot, right? So this is the current flowing into the dot produce a positive magnetic force. Notice that the armature current flow into the dotted end of the series field. Okay, so the series field coil and the shunt current IF flow into the dotted end of the shunt field coil. Therefore, the total magnetic force here, based on this equation F net. This one is the magnetic force. Okay, so based on this one, they have a FSE here, which is the series field magnetic force, and for the FAR, okay, this is the armature reaction of the magnetomotive force. The equivalent effective shunt, okay, field current for machine will be like this one. Okay, so the equation still same with the previous. So the IA equal to the IL plus IF. So the VT equal to the EA minus with the IA times with the RA plus RS. Okay, this is the terminal characteristic cumulatively compounded DC generator. Okay, in order to understand the terminal characteristic of the cumulative compounded DC generator, it is necessary to understand the competing effect that occur within the machine. Suppose that the load of generator increase, then the load increase, the load current increase. Okay, so suppose that the load on generator is increased, then as the load increase, the load current increase. So means here when the load increase, so the load current will be increased. Since the IA here, IA. Okay, so we remember back that IA is equal to IF plus IL. Okay, so since the IL is increased, the armature current will be increased. Okay, so when the IL increase, and then the IA will be increased. So it is easy. So the normal equation. Okay, as the IA increase, the IAIR. Okay, IA RA plus RS. Okay, the voltage drop increase as well. Okay, so the IA increase. So this one, the voltage drop here will be increased. Okay, this is tend to cause the decrease of the VT. Okay, so according to this one, when this one is increased, so the VT will be decreased. Okay. Okay, as the IA increase, the field series magnetomotive force, okay, the field series FSE, okay, equal to the NSE IA increase. So this one the IA increase. So this one the field magnetic force will be increased. The increase of the total magnetomotive force F total. So based on the previous equation, which is increase the flux in the generator, the increase flux in the generator increase, which is the tends to the VT will be rise. So VT is equal to EA. So when the flux increase on the EA, so the VT will be increased. Okay, there's a two effect opposed each other. Which one the tending with increase? Okay, increase the VT, and other tending to the decrease VT. So this is the relationship. So okay, this is the term for the series. Okay, the term. Okay, so what happened? What happened to this characteristic here? Okay, so the few turn series, okay, NSE are small here. Okay, for the few series turn, which is increased. So if the only a few series turn, the resistive voltage drop effect wins and on down. The voltage fall off just as a in shunt generator, but not quite steeply. Okay, steeply, but not quite steeply. Okay, alright. So you can refer this one. Okay, this type of construction with a full terminal voltage is less than no load terminal voltage, we call as the under compounded. Okay, because based on the n the number of turn is small. Okay, and then they have flat compounded. Okay, we have a flat compounded, which is a more series turn. Okay, they have a more series turn. If there are a few more series turn of wire on the poles, then at first the flux strengthening effect wins, and the terminal voltage rise with the load. However, as the load continues to increase, the magnetic saturation set. Okay, and the resistive drop becomes stronger than the flux increase effect. it starts a machine, the terminal voltage first rises and then fall at the load increases. Okay, so based on this one, if the VT at no load is equal to the VT full load, and so the keyword here, so the VT at no load is equal to VT for the full load. You can call as a flat compounded. Okay, so even more series number are added. Okay, so means here, so much higher. Okay, even the more series turn are added to the generator, the flux strengthening effect the predominance for the longer time before the resistive drop take over. Okay, the result characteristic with the full load terminal voltage actually higher than no load terminal voltage. Okay, if the VT full load exceed the VT no load, okay, so when the VT is exceed the VT no load, the generator is, we can call as a over compounded. Okay, I think that's all.